Hey, frenemies, this week's 757 podcast is our playoffs episode. Welcome back, frenemies, episode 99. Hopefully, if you're not part of our local league, welcome to our 757 podcast. And we've got a lot of things to talk about, guys. I'm here. If you weren't watching earlier at episode 98, I'm your host, Chris. To my right, Sean, the commish, and the Miami Cowboy, Morgan Collins, is in studio today to talk about this specific playoffs and this specific podcast.
Didn't fly in for the draft, but makes the playoffs, and here he is.
He's like, I'll come when it's a bigger deal. I'll come in and flex
when I'm the big deal.
Yes.
One of the only 4 teams playing this week.
Man, so let's jump into that drama here. All right. Sean, you had the fantasy football gods all in your favor. They were all on your side.
Let's slow it down. We need to bring it back here. I think Morgan can speak to this. He was my emotional support system.
Were you really?
Yes.
I was listening. I was there.
As you all know, it was not looking so great for me. I was, wallowing, as we like to say, in the fact that Tyreek Hill did not get a touchdown, even though he almost had 3 of them.
That one he did. He actually caught.
Oh, he did.
Never reviewed it.
Oh, ridiculous! So that's how my drama started after my team underperforming, and then we had Mike go off on that Monday night. Logan Thomas, Brandon Ayuk, best week of their careers, just decided to do it, tonight. I'm like, really? So I'm not in a good place. Tuesday night comes. I'm like, I need someone to distract me. I need to talk through this. If I just sit there and watch every Amari Cooper play, which those not in our league, I needed Amari Cooper to score less than 9 points to get in without help from other people. Mm-hmm. And yeah. I was like, Morgan, you're going to have to stay on with me because you're either going to celebrate with me or you're going to need to be there while I'm crying because it's not going to be good. So just to quickly wrap it up, what ends up happening is we're talking. I'm staying fairly calm as this all goes down. I'm getting good results from my league mates. Chris here had J.K. Dobbins and Tim had Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, first half, blows right through that. I think he was only 1 point away at half, 1 or 2 points away. Same with J.K. Dobbins. So I'm like, all right, I got a whole half to get 3 points out of these 2 players, which are pretty featured in the Ravens offense. And they do it. We're like midway through the third quarter. We start sending congratulation texts. It looks like I'm good. But I'm only good by about 0.3, which is 3 yards. And so I don't know why I was relaxed. Maybe Morgan's just has that calming.
He does.
Calming.
You got this, Sean.
Yes, there's a lot of that going on. More just distraction. But then I get this like feeling. Let me go check the score real quick, and I see the chat's kind of blowing up. What reminded me was Amari Cooper scored a touchdown. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to get in with that half win. Good thing I have it. Wait a second. Daniel's asking me if I'm stressed right now. I'm like, why would I be? Oh my gosh. Somewhere along the way, which I still actually haven't looked it up, somewhere along the way, J.K. Dobbins lost those 3 or 4 yards, and he was now tied 106.52, 106.52, which was Mike, the brothers, the Schoenrock brothers.
Yeah, we were tied.
And it came down to the end of the game where Ravens get the ball for their last drive. They're just running the clock out. I'm like, here we go. Just give him the ball one time, 1 yard is all I need.
Which isn't, it's Baltimore backfield. It could have been Gus. It could have been Mark.
That's what it was. It was
Committee.
Gus.
Yeah. It was that.
It was Gus.
Another running back comes on the field.
And they kept getting first down. So I'm like, okay, another opportunity. Let's send J.K. Dobbins out. Apparently they don't trust the rookie. Then, there's it's Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram's out there for a snap. We get down to what is third down and goal at the 4-yard line. J.K. Dobbins is in. I'm like, okay, here we go. And then all of a sudden creeps into my mind, the Cowboys know they're going to run the ball. Do you know how easy it would be for J.K. Dobbins to lose 1 yard on this play? Meaning I would lose and be out of the playoffs by this one play and 1 yard.
Oh, boy.
He scored a touchdown. So end of the story was happy for me, not so much for your brother.
No, yeah. So Mike,
probably didn't need to recap as much of that, but I felt like, the people needed to know what was going on.
It was tough.
I called Chris up. He put some clothes on and
I did. I was in bed.
answered the FaceTime, and I was like, "Thank you so much." He's like, "I don't even know what happened. I'm watching Duke basketball."
I was. I'm out of the playoffs. Wasn't really caring anymore after that. Yeah, but another thing with drama, Andy beating Mike head to head. We all kind of thought Mike would get that win against Andy, and like you talked about that crazy Monday night special from Logan Thomas and the guys, and then Andy comes through.
Yeah, I mean, we need to kick it over to Morgan. Let's we hear your roller coaster, because I know you were on the same position. You had to win, and you're in.
I was. I mean, and it was pretty crazy because my team started off real strong. First of all, whenever I don't watch my team, they do very well. Whenever I watch them,
solid
it is
fantasy advice. Don't watch them.
Yeah, don't watch your team.
That's how I felt this week.
Literally, I got a season pass to the water park. I've been going on Sundays, and whenever I check my phone after I get back, my team is doing fantastic. I don't know what it is, but when I watch, I don't know. They decide not to show up. I'm watching, and literally my running backs are like 0.1.
You make them nervous, Morgan.
I guess so. And then literally that happened this week. I was watching my running backs play 0.3. 0.5, Wayne Gallman, 0.5 in the half. And then my boy Derrick Henry, like 2.5, and it's the third quarter, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm not gonna make it. And we go to sports bar watching, and everyone's just doing terrible. I leave.
Who's your savior, Morgan? Who is your savior on your roster?
I mean, I had a couple people that were stepping up. Corey Davis, of course.
Davis.
He was the only one that's like, I'm gonna play for you, Morgan. And I've had him on the bench for a while lately, so I was excited he was there. But I mean, so I had Wayne Gallman, who's my boy. I told everyone if I win, it's
shout out to everybody
Gallman.
on his team here.
Shout out to Wayne Gallman. But yeah, I literally leave the sports bar, go to Dollar Tree. I check the sleeper app. Wayne Gallman, 9 points. Kenyon Drake, 11 points. I'm like, what is going on? Like, this is
You turn away for 1 second, and they start to produce.
They start to play. And then it gets me 30 points away from David. So
yeah, you took out the top team in the league.
Yeah, it came down to that last game there. There was a slight possibility Zeke went off and scored 30-something points. But congrats, Morgan. He's in the playoffs. There was a little bit of thought that we might even play each other, but next time we'll see each other is in the Super Bowl, right?
Ooh,
that's right.
That's what we're hoping for.
Progressing here. So let's talk about. We're done with the drama. It was a stressful week for you two. Mine was early. I knew mine was done. With
yes, Leroyce. I mean, we just gotta talk to Leroyce.
Okay, Leroyce. I love you, but I hate you. All right, you can't be down at the bottom and just cut my hopes, bro.
Yes, you can, Leroyce. That's all you can do at that point.
You know what? I can't hate you, but Darren freaking Waller.
Yeah, I mean, we got to shout out
David Montgomery. I'm like.
I want to shout out his team. He ended the season with the third or fourth most points in the league.
Yeah, I think it was third.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a tough place to be, Leroyce. Keep it up next year. I expect to see you in the playoffs.
It all came together for it, and I was like, "Yep, I'm done." Like I just saw that.
That's true. I mean, you at least had the piece that you knew. My guys, that day, Sunday, you were done.
My team was doing well for itself on a couple of my key guys, but I was like, no, his guy's just ridiculously good today.
Yep.
So I had the piece of knowing
finished with 113 and you lost.
Yep.
That's a rough way to get kicked out of the playoffs.
All right, so let's talk about our first round outlook. Our bye weeks are with David and Joe, which Joe absolutely needs. I'm got my phone up on the sleeper app, and I see Joe and Daniel talking about that Christian McCaffrey injury.
Yeah.
So both those guys are sitting pretty this week. But let's talk about the two matchups we got here. Sean, I want you to talk Morgan versus Daniel.
I know. This is the moment Morgan's been waiting for. He wants to know what I think of this matchup. I think it's really simple. It's Daniel has a high floor team with not much ceiling, and Morgan's team is boom or bust, which if I'm looking at a playoff matchup, I like that a little better. During the regular season and draft season, I'm all about that steady Eddie. Get me somebody who I know I can rely on. But when you need points, you need that blow-up game. I think that's why Morgan will have a better shot. Just going over the players a little bit here. Desean Watson, that's, I think, maybe his one opportunity. This is Daniel, to have some huge pointage into his roster. Miles Sanders, it's been rough. Real rough.
Yeah,
Austin Eckler. You see he's playing Atlanta. Seems like a good matchup. They've actually been pretty good against running backs in the last few weeks. Eckler, he's one of the better options you have. Keenan Allen. that offense looked terrible. I almost lost to you this week, or I did lose to you this past week based on the fact that Chargers offense was terrible with Justin Herbert. I think they bounce back, but I'm not seeing like high ceiling games out of these guys. TJ Hawkinson, another solid tight end. He'll be better than whatever Morgan plays, which is nothing in the tight end right now.
True.
And then you got Gio. It sucks that he's been without Joe Mixon this whole season. And of course, your all-star Young Waku. That may be the difference right there. You going to keep Mason Crosby and Morgan? I need to know.
I think so. Right now, it's looking like Mason Crosby.
Ride or die with
that might be it
with your boy Mason Crosby.
There's some history behind him.
I think that the defenses are pretty much a wash. Seahawks for Morgan. It's a really good matchup. Not an amazing defense. 49ers a pretty good defense against Washington, which is just a kind of middle of the road matchup right now. So yeah, I think it's going to come down to Derrick Henry. It's going to come down to Tyler Lockett. That's where I'm looking for Morgan's team. If Derrick Henry, which I fully expect, as colder it gets, the better this man gets. I don't know what happened last week. I can't explain why Corey Davis was the whole offense rather than Derrick Henry. But did they lose this past week?
With the Titans?
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost to Cleveland, so I was watching that game.
So
they sold out for the run.
The
defense, they were going to stop Henry.
I still can see that coaching staff going, we didn't win because Derrick Henry did not go off. We need to make Derrick Henry go off. Mm-hmm. So he's going to get the work. I trust Derrick Henry. And then Tyler Lockett is just I don't know, man. I love the man. I think he can blow up for you from week to week, but it's been rough.
But yeah, Tyler Lockett against the Jets defense.
Yes,
all right?
Exactly.
He just has to do a Henry Ruggs double move, and he'll have a Hail Mary wide open.
You need it early is what I think. I think if Tyler Lockett, you're getting to third quarter and Tyler Lockett hasn't gotten you the points, you might be in trouble because they'll be dominating the Jets and running the clock out at that point.
That's true.
All right, so that's the Morgan Daniel breakdown. I'm going to talk about Sean and Tim. I know both of these guys want to hear this. So I'm going to go down positional head-to-head. Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson. Ooh. These are
the two players. Thank you, Leroyce. These are the two players that Leroyce traded at the trade deadline.
Yeah, I know. Split both these guys up. Now they're in a playoff matchup. I like Herbert here against Atlanta, right?
Woo, woo.
And that Browns defense is unsung heroes. Right now they're playing good playoff ball. Cam Akers, Kareem Hunt.
Ugh.
I'm going for Kareem Hunt. You know they're going to be run first.
Asking for
a
friend. Cam Akers or Damian Harris tonight, which will be not tonight when you listen to this. So you'll know the result.
I go with Damian Harris because you still don't know about Cam Akers' injury, and then he's got two other guys right behind him.
They both suck. Just say that.
Okay. All right, so I'll give it a Hunt there. Dalvin Cook over Mostert. Next. Tyreek Hill over Cooks. Next. It's even here with Michael Thomas and Calvin Ridley because it's Taysom Hill still playing quarterback. He'll give Thomas as many targets as he possibly can.
I'd give Ridley the edge if it is Taysom.
Hunter Henry, Kelsey. Juju or Allen Robinson. I like Allen Robinson here because Trubisky's actually playing better than Foles was. Mm-hmm. Robinson's getting hit up. I don't care about kickers.
Neither do I.
Defenses.
Yes.
Oh, wow. You need a horrible game from Kirk Cousins to make that Tampa defense look amazing. And he's got the Rams, who's probably the best in the league. So we'll find out tonight. He could have a double-digit defense, which will give him a leg up.
I'm going to be selfish again here.
Yeah.
I have the Patriots defense versus the Rams. What's your thoughts on Tampa versus the Vikings? Beloved Vikings.
I would go with Tampa because the strength of Minnesota is running. They might give us some pass yards, but it's still going to put they can possibly take away the run game of Minnesota, which with the Patriots defense against the Rams, it's so hit or miss.
Yeah.
But I see the Rams are going to be much more in sync than they have been in the last few weeks.
Rams last week were strong.
Yeah, so it's like almost every other
Cardinals,
but
yeah,
they are not.
I give the edge to Tim. Yeah, that Rams defense is good.
Yep. So that comes down the breakdown. Kind of goes back and forth here. Sleeper likes you by 3 points.
I don't like that.
Let's go down to our first round picks here. Who we think are winning these first two. I'll go first, and we'll go Sean and Morgan. You get to choose who you guys think. But in the Sean versus Tim matchup, I like Sean because of the wide receiver advantage.
Okay.
I think the running backs can wash each other out, and Herbert might have that crazy game, but who knows?
I can come blame you when I lose?
Yes, you can. And then the Morgan versus Daniel one, I had to go back and forth here. But there's one guy, and his name is, well, I'm going to look at it right here. I might change it. I'm going to go. Looking at it. Derrick Henry is going to go off. Okay. Morgan, I give that to you. The big boom player. He's probably going to be player number 1 in fantasy this week because Jacksonville's defense isn't something to write home about. And just what Sean said earlier, they got embarrassed in Cleveland at a playoff type of atmosphere. They're going to go back to what works best for them, and they're going to make sure Derrick, because that offensive line was embarrassed. And I, as a coach, big boys don't like being embarrassed. So they're going to try to rule that line of scrimmage and run Henry all day long.
Does that mean Morgan wins?
Morgan wins. So I'd take Sean and Morgan first week here.
Also, Wayne Gallman. He's if he plays well this week, I'm telling you.
Gallman? This
man has been steady for me. I picked him up for 10 fab off the waiver wire. Nobody else wanted him. It was a waste of 10 fab. But he has produced for me every single week. I mean, the dude was a touchdown machine before. He didn't, last week he didn't get touchdown, but still got over 100 yards and was doing great.
What's your picks, Morgan?
What's my picks?
Me versus Tim.
Michael Thomas, you traded for him. I didn't like that trade, but if Michael Thomas pulls through for you and Tyreek Hill, I think you got it.
All right. I feel like we're biased in this room right now.
Yeah, we are.
All right. What about your matchup there, Morgan? Can you bet on yourself or?
Yeah, I mean, Daniel's team can show up, man. I'm telling you. Miles Sanders, to me, I know he's had a rough season. Next week could be his week against me. Amari Cooper, I don't know, dude. I think it's going to be really close. I'm excited for it. I'm in Norfolk, so I'm here. We're excited about it.
Show up to the Dirty Buffalo on Sunday if you want to watch it with Morgan.
I'm not going to be watching my team, though, because if I do, then they'll probably play poorly.
That's true. He'll be facing a different TV screen.
People will be screaming, "What is going on? I can't see."
All right, I won't make you pick then, but I'm going Morgan in this, just kind of like what Chris was saying. I just think the boom capability... I just think it's if somebody wins with 130 points, it's going to be Morgan.
Yeah.
If somebody wins and ekes it out by 98 points, it's going to be
Daniel.
Yeah. So that's really what we're looking at, and I give the edge to the boom team. My matchup, I'm gonna have confidence in my team. I don't ever do this. Like I always think that I'm going to lose, but I feel like I've put the roster together that can do this. So I'm gonna say that I'm gonna edge it out. It's not gonna be easy. It's going to be all on if his running backs can keep up.
Yeah, Tim's luck has to run out soon, right? Like I've not seen someone just limp over every week and win barely and get just right.
Get him.
Oh, I'm like, this is amazing to watch. I mean, Joe does it in that fashion with his injuries, but Tim, I mean, it was ridiculous and it was pretty cool. So it's kind of like ride the luck. You got to be lucky in fantasy football.
The man's already texting me, telling me how he's going to lose.
Maybe that's his thing. He psychs himself out to where he's going to lose.
That's really what our texts back and forth are. You know this, Tim. It's just, this is why I'm going to lose. Yeah, this is why I'm going to lose. It's just back and forth wallowing. So
yeah. So
the other thing I just wanted to quickly go, Morgan, you got us here. Any lineup questions? What do you got for us? I know you could use a tight end.
Yeah, I could use a tight end. My big one this week. I mean, let's get into what I've been researching. So for my flex, we got Kenyon Drake, we got Mike Evans, and who else do we have? And I mean, I was deciding and Corey Davis. Those were kind of the three I was looking at. Who's going to play? Obviously, Tyler Lockett's probably going to stay against the Jets. We're going to take that chance. Corey Davis was amazing last week, but he usually gets around like 8 or 9. We can't expect 30 points every week.
That is very difficult. I mean, to me, it's Mike Evans versus Corey Davis.
Yeah.
It's a crazy world we live in where that's actually something that you might say Corey Davis on. But what do you think, Chris? If you're looking at Mike Evans or Corey Davis?
I go Mike Evans.
Yeah.
To me, it's like that trusty stud. He is a stud, and he's got young corners that he's going to face on Sunday against the Vikings.
Yeah.
And he's a big
off a
body
bye.
guy.
Yeah.
Big body guy, end zone.
Fresh.
It's going to be touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a lineup move there. Mm-hmm. What about let's just look at Daniel, because I know these guys are going to get mad if I don't give any idea of what they should maybe do. That's easy for Daniel. There's nothing in your bench that I think you should be starting right now.
Yeah, I feel horrible for him at a point of where the heck was Kenny Golladay all season?
I know.
I was about to say, dude, if he's active, that's my boy, dude. I love Kenny Golladay.
But they still, as of an hour ago on RotoWire, he's still not practicing. Like, it's just so weird. It's like he's trending up, then trending down. Now he's trending even further down. And if you just got Kenny Golladay, a healthy Kenny Golladay out there with Stafford throwing the ball, like, Daniel would be the happiest man in the world right now.
All right, and then last, I'll give it to you because I feel like I cannot bring myself to give Tim advice. But can you look at Tim's team and see if there's any changes you might make?
Shoot, I don't know if you'll get it in time, but I would definitely look at maybe a Goff over Jackson.
Ooh, so you really don't like Lamar Jackson?
He threw for like 100 yards. He's got to run to make
I do think it was a little bit of a
relevant.
deceiving game
It
against
was.
the Cowboys.
We look at his bench here. No, I think he's got all the right guys in right now. Can't really, no, unless there's guys you want to pick up on waiver wire. Tim, just kind of trust it. Still, the quarterback's a toss-up, but I think it's going to be too late.
I think
by the
it's
time
his
you get
best
it.
chance if,
Yeah.
like we said about playing those boom
players.
players,
Yeah.
that he's got to play Lamar Jackson because he can absolutely go off for 35 points. There's no doubt about that.
And I traded you Mostert, and I hope he actually shows up. But that's Kyle Shanahan. He'll run the other guy.
Yep.
I drafted Jared Goff, and honestly, I don't trust him. I played him like the first 4 weeks or whatever, and I'm like,
That's good advice,
done with you.
Morgan.
Yeah,
I was gonna call Chris on that. I would not play Jared Goff tonight against them.
Jeez.
The
I was like,
Patriots.
and it's like regretting it from the week before, right?
Yeah.
He goes off and you're like, oh, I got to play him in here. It's like, it's tough, but I don't know.
He's not been consistent.
I wouldn't
so.
trust him.
All right. Well, I'm sure there's plenty more that we did not get into that you wanted to hear about. Hit us up in the chat, our league. Those of you not in our league, we'll keep you updated as this goes. Here's to Super Bowl that includes me and Morgan, which means we both got to win this week. Any last words for us, Mr. Morgan Collins, Miami Cowboy?
Thanks for having me. This is obviously, my team is the 69ers. We're feeling excited to be in the playoffs. I hope that everyone, that whenever you were checking your screen, someone saw 69ers on your screen and was like, what the heck is going on? But yeah, excited this season. We're coming to a close, so this is
it.
big boy time.
Now or never.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week, and good luck on Sunday. Tim and Daniel.
Deuces.